Hi, friends. So, I'm about to cook a meal for my family. Kids are in the background, as always. Thank you so much for understanding. But as I was about to cook this meal, it had me thinking about the soft life. I talk about soft femininity, how to have soft femininity on my channel, but I wanted to dive deeper into why I believe that I live a soft life. There have been many obstacles in my life, things I've never talked about on this channel that might cause for some people to think that I kind of live in a soap opera. And living a soft life doesn't mean that your life is going to be devoid of struggle, hardships, obstacles, adversity. Living a soft life truly is a form of resiliency, and I think that it's accessible to most people who live in North America, and by extension, probably other countries. But I, of course, live in North America, which is why I'm speaking on the region where I live. So, quickly, I wanted to go over a couple tips that I have included in my life that have helped me get to a point where I can truly say that I believe I live a soft life. I'd love to hear in the comments how you live a soft life. Please like this video if you support the channel. It means a lot to me. And let's dive right in so that I can move on and cook this meal for my family, but still take the time to hang out with all of you. The first thing that I do to live a soft life is I am a housewife, stay at home mom. Now, right off the bat, I understand that this is not possible for everyone, but there's a lot of good content out there talking about budgeting and things that you can do to become more of a traditional wife and by extension, somebody who is a housewife, full-time homemaker, etc. This year in 2024, I have kind of made it a mental challenge for myself to share more tangible tips on how you can achieve this lifestyle. But putting that aside, being able to make the sacrifices to make this happen is, of course, a big factor, the elephant in the room, that helps me live more of a soft life. When I talk about being a stay at home mom, this doesn't mean that it is easy. There have been jobs I've done in the past that are much easier than being a stay at home mom. But one of the reasons why I want to bring this up is because I want to talk about vocations. This is something that I mention here and there on my channel, but living in alignment with the vocation that was meant for you and that you truly believe is meant for you is something that's going to help you live a soft life rather than pushing against the grind of what you think society wants for you. Being able to truly step into what you believe is your role helps give you more purpose. And although it might be hard work in the day to day tasks that you're doing, such as motherhood, we know that that has obstacles. A natural sense of rest is so much easier when you are doing something that you are meant to do. Many of you know my story. I tried different fields of work and study, and it kind of led me down a dead end path. And when I kind of tuned into my intuition, I realized that I was just living for other people and what I thought was what a good and intelligent woman does. So for me, becoming a stay at home mom has allowed me to live more of a soft life. For you, you can extrapolate this information if you're in different seasons of your life to whatever you think your life path would best be. There are sacrifices that you need to make every single day to be able to achieve this, but it might be a worthwhile endeavor for you. Many times we think that if we go down a certain path, what we might be missing materialistically will make that not worth it. But I encourage you to try it out. And when you're truly doing something that you feel as though you are meant to do, trust me, those materialistic things aren't going to matter as much. Which leads me into my next point, where I'm going to talk about embracing more of a minimalist mindset. This is not about owning nothing. That's not what I talk about on my channel here. You can own things, have collections, etc. But for me, consuming content on minimalism, even though I don't necessarily think that I am a minimalist, has really helped put things into perspective. I find that my energy is so mentally shackled in a consumerist culture, and I have a natural tendency to spend unnecessary money and kind of fixate on things that I want materialistically. Being able to step out of that, embrace more of a minimalistic lifestyle has not only benefited me in not having to use up mental energy to manage all the things that you have, because when you have more things, you need to manage them mentally, but it's also given me the liberty to focus on other things that don't require monetary value, hobbies that don't require me to spend money, that have enriched my life so much more. In North America, we kind of have the hobbies of like going to Target. Going to Target is not bad. I love going to stores, but we have this culture that definitely associates that with the personality of a woman. So breaking that addiction essentially definitely is something that will help you live more of a soft life because it'll help you reorient your priorities. Next up, I am creative every single day. This is going to look different for every woman. For you as a mother, that might be creative in the activities that you do for your child, or what you're baking. Been getting back into baking and cooking from scratch. If you're a single woman, this might be tending to a garden or plants. Being creative every single day, making space for creativity, even if that is 15 minutes, is going to help give you a soft life because it's going to help you tap into the feminine aspect of creativity and nurturing. The next thing that I do to live more of a soft life is that I prioritize rest. You're not going to catch me going to all these social obligations that are often pushed on people, that causes for me to be up in the night when I have two young children and for example, I prioritize rest. I've always kind of been a person like this. Even in university, I got the Sleeping Beauty award as a joke in my sorority. But this doesn't mean being lazy. But finding pockets of rest is so important as a woman. I have to kind of identify what are my priorities when it comes to rest. I'm the type of person who practices attachment parenting, so that means that I am responsive to my kids throughout the night. So rest for me is going to look different. It's going to mean perhaps taking a nap when my kids are napping. It's going to mean planning a slow date night with my husband at home, all those kinds of things where I am physically resting my body. And again, this doesn't mean laziness. You have to try to identify your priorities and cut things where you can. When I am pregnant, for example, I don't make a lot of things from scratch because this will make me physically burned out. Resting can also look like going out in nature, taking your exercises outside. Those are our more restful options that could help you limit your adrenal fatigue. And lastly, baby is getting restless, but I have strong convictions. I talked about a couple weeks ago about how being unbothered, you know, kind of means trying not to talk to the internet trolls, but I made a mistake and I started to talk to internet trolls on TikTok, which I recommend not doing. And is something that I am not going to do moving forward, because I had kind of relearned my lesson. But it had me also realizing that I have very strong convictions. I'm not scared of being wrong in 99% of circumstances. And I think that that is something very lost in today's society with a media that kind of pushes a certain narrative that people are afraid to get things wrong or to question or to ask for alternative opinions. But when you're able to do so, you become solidified in your convictions and you're able to actually look at evidence that supports your point rather than be swayed by what the next charismatic person is trying to tell you. Even with my content, if you have an inkling that perhaps it's not true for you, by all means, go search other places, go look at data, go talk to people that are perhaps wiser than you, and even question those who are wiser than you. All of these things are going to help you have stronger convictions. And this is something, my husband's listening to me, that my husband taught me. um, we tend to have really deep conversations where we can challenge each other and, uh, again, be humbled, and being wrong sometimes, that is totally okay. It is a lost art. And when you're able to do so, look at things more rationally, you can live a more of a soft life because you're not strongly swayed by your emotions. And again, not strongly swayed by whoever it is, and being reactive. You're able to carry a sense of peace with you. Let me know in the comments down below what you would add to this list, what you do to live more of a soft life. Remember to like the video to support the channel. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.